Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So, true crime. There's so much going on right now. Like, I want to do. Today. I'm gonna talk about mostly Lori Vallow because I don't have a video on her yet, and I've been wanting to do one. And her trial starts today, and it's like super exciting for me. This whole week is exciting, you guys, because we've got Lori Vallow, we've got Letitia Stout, we've got the West couple, Trezell and Jacqueline, that killed their kids or in an arson. And it's like all happening at the same time. Oh, and Koberger was carrying someone's ID from the house. Yikes! Oh my god! Like, what a dumbass! Like, let me take a souvenir and carry it with me to Pennsylvania. Wow! Let me just tell you something. If this is true, and he swiped one of their IDs while he, was murdering them, he's, like, definitely gonna go down. Like, there's no way he'll get out of that. So, I'm still having some issues with my camera. Like, the last time I did a video, I did Letitia Stout, and the camera shut off on me 4 times. And for some reason, it's doing that thing again where it says there's a time limit on my video. But it's quite a ways out, so hopefully I will finish before it cuts off. If not, worst case scenario, I just make 2 videos and squish them together like I did last time. I finally figured out how to do that, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, so, where do I start? So Lori Vallow, like, I'm not going to talk about, like, everything about her, because if I did, this would be, like, a 4-hour long video, and I don't want that. Like, if any of you really want to get, like, the whole story, like, everything about her, check out Sins of Our Mother on Netflix. It's amazing. It's, like, 3 or 4 episodes, and it, like, details her whole, like, life, like, from high school on. The woman has had 5 husbands. Chad Daybell is number 5. They're, like, I don't think the first one is dead. The second one had a heart attack. The third one was, murdered. And, I'm missing one somewhere. I don't know. Basically, like, the one before Vallow died of a heart attack, the one with the last name Ryan, he was, Tylee's dad, and he died natural causes. He had a heart attack. And then she married Charles Vallow, and her brother shot him to death, and then she ran away and married this Daybell dude, who's a complete fucking wacko, just like her. Basically, Lori is, they call her cult mom, they call her Doomsday Mom, because she's one of those, oh, the world's gonna end, and, we're special, so, us special people have to, weed out the ones that are bad people, and only the good ones, like us, will be left on Earth. Like that Left Behind kind of idea. Only the thing is, Chad's whole doomsday came and went. Guess what? We're still here, Chad. So I guess you're not, the prophet, the one we're all supposed to worship and follow, because, you're the one leading us out of doomsday. Doomsday came and went in, like, 2020, I think. Dude thought we were all gonna die, and, we didn't. So, guess that theory's shot, huh? Anyway, I shouldn't make fun of it because, I mean, these people are, I mean, why couldn't they just be like Heaven's Gate and kill themselves? Why do they have to do this to, like, innocent people? That's where I get, it's fucked up in my head. Like, alright, let's start with, like, 2006. She was married to Charles Vallow. That's when she met him, when she married him. They were, like, had a very happy marriage. She seemed sane and normal, and she was already raising Tylee with, like I said, her, Tylee's dad was last name Ryan, and he died, heart attack. So they were raising Tylee. Now, in 2014, they adopted JJ. Now, JJ was the grandson of Charles's sister. So, Lori's husband's sister's grandchild was JJ. So, like, the sister and the husband of the sister were, like, getting up there in age. And so they decided that it would be best if Charles and Lori would adopt JJ, because JJ was, like, autistic, special needs, and, like, you know, they were great parents. So they said, yeah, well, that'll be awesome. He was like perfect addition to their family. And he loved, like, his grandparents loved him. And yeah, technically they're not his biological grandparents, but like they were all JJ knew of like his family. Like his family was Charles's sister Kay and Kay's husband Larry, the Woodcocks. Kay and Larry Woodcock were, I'm sorry, the fan's blowing on me as soon as it's making my nose run. So they were like the grandparents, and they were like one big happy family. So and oh, Ty Lee like was a great big sister to JJ. She fell in love with him too. Apparently JJ was like a character, and like everybody around him just like fell in love with him. He was like a really sweet, really cool kid. And like I said, special needs, but like everybody just doted on him. He was like completely adorable. And now they also, I have to just quickly mention, Lori has another son. His name's Colby, and he's from the marriage before Tylee. That dad, I don't know what happened to him, but like, he ended up, Colby, Tylee, and JJ were like the kids. Now Colby's like quite a bit older, and he got married, and like, his wife, Lori, didn't like the wife, so like there was kind of like a strain there, so Colby was kind of like off on his own, but he had a really loving relationship with Tylee and JJ, his brother and sister. So, now, like I said, that was 2014 where they adopted JJ. Now, Lori's friend said that she was a patient and ideal mother. This friend, her name was Vaisia, Vaisia, and she met them when they lived in Arizona. She said Tylee, like, embraced her role as a big sister. Tylee jokingly referred to JJ as her own child. And in 2017, suddenly these family dynamics, like, change. Lori's relationship with her children sort of changed. Her friend said, like, she started reading these books by this Doomsday author, Chad Daybell. Now, he wrote all these, like, books, like fiction books about preparing for the end of the world, and he lived in Idaho, and he was like self-publishing these books. It wasn't like some publisher was like, oh, this guy's a great author, let's give him some, you know, writing, opportunities. No, this dude just thought he was a genius and published his own books. You can do that. Anybody can do that. My boyfriend did that. But his book was good. But I'm saying anybody can do that. You don't need to be like, you don't have to have a publisher anymore. It's not like that. So he like published a bunch of his own, like, kind of like, I'm gonna guess there's sort of like the Left Behind like idea novels, you know, like how the rapture and like only certain people are left and the bad people get zapped away, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not like a Christian like that. I was raised Catholic, but like I don't practice. Like, I made my communion and my confirmation, and then I was like, I'm good. Like, I did what I was required to do, because, like, my grandmother would have had a stroke if I didn't. Like, my dad's mom was, like, super religious, so I was raised Catholic, but I don't practice the religion anymore, so, like, I don't understand any of that, and I wasn't Christian. I like, that whole Left Behind, rapture shit, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I read a couple of those books, because I was, in a situation where the only thing I could do was read. Alright, I was in jail. Only for a short period of time. But, let me tell you something. When you're in jail, like, I was only there for a couple of days, but I read, like, 3 books. Like, back to front, because that's all you can do. Like, really. But, anyway. So, I read, like, that's how I was, that's how I learned about the Left Behind books. And, that's how I understood, like, the concept of, like, the rapture and all that shit. So this is what, like, the Daybell thing was about. So, in 2018, Lori and Chad finally met. Lori's friends said there was a connection between the two of them, and they, like, began doing religious podcasts together. Now, Daybell was married. He had a wife named Tammy, and they had 5 kids, and, like, they were married for a long time. I think it was, like, 19 years or something. I'm not sure because it doesn't say, but it was a long ass time, and Tammy was like a really good wife, and like I said, 5 kids, you guys. Now, Lori's friend Melanie Gibb, she was the one that did the podcast with her, and like the two of them would like, sit there and talk about like, the rapture and all this other stupid crap, and like Chad would come in and be like a guest, and they were like, oh, worship Chad, he's so amazing. Ugh, blech. And, he's not even handsome. The dude's like, obviously full of himself. He thinks he's like the next, coming of like, God or some crap, but he's like got this big head and like, oh, he's just not even slightly attractive. I don't know what the fuck she saw in him. But, Lori's crazy. So, Melanie said that she started hearing Chad and Lori talk about zombies. And I'm not talking like, The Walking Dead. They weren't like, just hanging out on Sundays watching Rick Grimes and crew. They were talking about zombies, like people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. Yeah. Lori's former friend April, she told 48 Hours that Lori started referring to her husband Charles as a demon. And in 2019, Charles got like super worried about Lori, and he like even went to the cops and he told the police, like he told them like Lori thinks that she's a god and she's preparing for the end of days and threatening to murder him. The cops were like, okay, whatever. Like a little blonde Lori, yeah, she's like, yeah, you need to be scared. Oh yeah, all right. They didn't take him seriously. But dude wasn't playing around. Dude was smart, and they were assholes because, yeah, I'll get there. So, Charles filed for divorce from Lori, and in court documents, he expressed that he had fears for himself and his children's safety. Now, Charles went to the house where Lori was living with the children in Chandler, Arizona. Charles was supposed to drop JJ off at school, but when he went inside the home, he was shot dead by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. What? Now, Alex and Lori, creepy. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters shouldn't be that close. It was, like, really nasty. They were always together, and, like, everywhere she lived, he lived. And I'm sorry, but that's not normal. Like, nope, I'm sorry, it's just weird. You don't, like, no. Ew, I don't get it. Yeah, I just don't. And, like, they had this whole, like, I'm pretty sure it was planned out, and I think poor Tylee, like, was sucked into, like, the middle of it, because apparently, like, Charles and Lori were yelling at each other, and it got, like, to the point where it was almost physical, and Tylee ran into her room and got a baseball bat, and she came out with the bat, and she went at Charles, and Charles took the bat away from her, and then Alex, the brother, goes into his room and comes out with a freaking gun. And I'm sorry, but a gun definitely beats a baseball bat. And boom, 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 Charles is dead. And Alex calls 911, he's all calm. Yeah, I just shot my brother-in-law because it was self-defense. He tried to kill me, but I killed him first. Totally calm. Like, it was nothing. And then they question Lori, and, like, she's, like... I don't know, I just moved here. Yeah. That was my husband. Yeah, I don't know what happened. My neighbors are gonna think, it's like, I just moved here. Like, hi, neighbor. Bang, bang. Oh my god. You know what? She's a lunatic. Like, she had sunglasses on in the like, police body cam video. And poor Tylee. Tylee's like, yeah, she actually, like, backed them up because that is what happened, but I'm telling you, it was probably planned ahead of time, and poor Tylee didn't know. And, like, they went to the police station and they had to give statements, and Alex didn't even get charged. It was like, self-defense, done. I mean, what? Here we go. What? Oh my. Anyway, so then, September 2019. Hi, Willow. Want to say hi to the camera? So Lori moved to Idaho to be closer to Daybell. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, and of course, once again, Alex moved into the same complex. September 8th, 2019, Tylee, vanishes. She was never seen again after September 8th of 2019. So Lori, Tylee, JJ, and Alex went to Yellowstone. Police say they took, like, the last photo ever of Tylee that day. Melanie said that Lori had told her Tylee was a zombie. Now, September 9th, the morning after Tylee disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad Daybell texted his wife and said, I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried and got my gun, and he was still walking along. I got close enough, and the one shot did the trick. He's now in our pet cemetery. Yeah, Tylee was in the pet cemetery. There was no fucking raccoon. Like, could you be any more of a disgusting person to murder a child and put her in the pet cemetery? Yo. I mean, of course, nobody knew this yet. This was all unfolding. September 22nd, 2 weeks later, JJ disappears. The little boy, 7 years old, adorable little kid. Oh my god. Police say JJ Vallow was last seen on September 22nd of 2019. Melanie Gibb, again, said that she and her boyfriend David Warwick were staying with Lori in Rexburg that weekend. On the night of September 22nd, Warwick says he saw Alex Cox carry JJ into Lori's apartment. But then the next morning, according to Warwick, when he asked to see JJ, Lori reportedly told them that JJ was being a zombie and Cox had to take him away. Like it was his choice. He was 7! They couldn't just watch The Walking Dead. Anyway. I mean, now they could watch The Last of Us. And they got tendrils and shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, the zombie thing bugs me out. Like, this is gonna be her defense. They were zombies. We had to kill them. Bitch. Fucking wacko. Alright. So, September 23rd, the day after JJ was last seen, investigators say Alex Cox's cell phone again showed him in Chad Daybell's backyard. This time, he was only there for 17 minutes. October 19th, 2019. Lori Vallow's children whereabouts unknown. Tragedy strikes Chad Daybell's family. Daybell's wife, Tammy, just dies. The couple's son, Garth Daybell, said Tammy died in bed and that he and Chad called 911. The Daybell children told 48 Hours that they declined an autopsy. They say the coroner told them Tammy's death was natural causes. They believed that because they say their mom was ill prior to her death. Maybe he was poisoning her. We don't know. November 5th, Chad and Lori get married. Yeah. Like, 3 weeks after his wife is dead, they're married. Like, what the... Are you catching on to this? These people are nuts. They're just wiping out everybody to do whatever they please. They are insane. Now, I don't know about Chad. I think Chad is just a cold-blooded motherfucker. But Lori's a whack job. Ugh. I need my coffee. So, let's see, where was I? Right, so Tammy, and then all of a sudden, they're married. Now, they're married and they're, like, bouncing around in fucking Hawaii. And everybody's trying to find the kids. They're all, like, everybody's looking for JJ and nobody can find him. And, craziness ensued. And, let's see... Sorry, guys. Yeah, 2 weeks after the wife dies, Lori and Chad got married on a beach in Hawaii. Later that month, Kay Woodcock asked police to check on JJ, because they hadn't heard from him in months. November 26, 2019, Rexburg police went to Lori's house looking for JJ. Police say Lori lied to them, claiming that JJ was safe and staying with Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts, but later called police and said JJ had not been with her. While Rexburg police attempted to locate JJ, investigators soon realized that his sister Tylee was also missing and launched a nationwide search for the children. In December of 2019, while investigators searched for the missing children, Lori and Chad traveled back to Hawaii, and in December of 2019, Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy's death and they exhumed her body to conduct an autopsy. Later that same month, Alex Cox, Lori's brother, died in Arizona of natural causes. Apparently he was on the toilet and he just dropped dead. That's a little weird too. Did he kill himself? Was it planned? I don't know. It's fucking weird, you guys. January 25th, 2020. Authorities served Lori Vallow Daybell an order requiring her to produce her children. February 20th, 2020, an arrest. After failing to comply, Lori was arrested in Hawaii. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. June 9th of 2020, after Lori's arrest, the couple refused to say where the children were. On June 9th, 2020, the FBI, Rexburg Police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Department descended on Chad Daybell's home and property. Authorities dug in areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged in September of 2019. They've uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves. J.J. Vallow was buried under a tree about 50 yards away, and investigators found Tylee's grave in the pet cemetery. Prosecutors believe she was buried in the same location Chad referenced when he texted Tammy 9 months earlier saying that he was burying a raccoon. Investigators dug up part of the cemetery and found no raccoon, but Daybell's family told 48 Hours there was a second pet cemetery on the property that was not searched. Chad Daybell was arrested. In June of 2020, authorities later confirmed that they had identified the remains as JJ and Tylee. A memorial was built along the Daybell's fence to honor the victims. May of 2021, Chad and Lori were charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of JJ and Tylee. Daybell was also charged with murdering his first wife, Tammy. June of 2021, Chad pleads not guilty. June 2021, Lori's case puts on hold because Lori Vallow Daybell was also charged with conspiring to the murder of Charles Vallow. Remember the husband that her brother just shot, and she was all wearing her sunglasses and talking about how the neighbors wouldn't like her because she moved in and her husband gets killed. The next month, or rather that same month, the judge ruled that she was incompetent to stand trial and that she needed mental health treatments. She had not yet entered a plea and her case was on hold. Yeah, she's a fucking wacko. And I don't, Idaho doesn't have not guilty by reason of insanity, so they made her see it shrink until they determined that she was okay to stand trial. Like, they sent her to a doctor to get fixed so they could charge her with murder, which I love. I love that about Idaho, you guys. That's fucking awesome. Every state should be like that, because right now, Letitia Stout, claiming that she's crazy. No, she's not. She's a crazy bitch, but she's not insane. Like, all that shit she did to poor Gannon, she did it knowing exactly what she was doing, including getting a fake lie detector test. Did you guys hear that shit? Wow. Unbelievable. Alright. August 2021. Prosecutors announced that they are seeking the death penalty against Chad. Yay! September 2021. Chad and Tammy's children speak publicly for the first time and tell 48 Hours that they believe their father is innocent. Ugh. Daybell's daughter, Emma, says she believes Chad was framed by Alex and Lori. Yeah, okay. April 11th, finally, 2022, Lori is fit to stand trial. So the Judge Stephen Boyce, ruled that she's now mentally competent to stand trial in the Idaho murder case. He did not provide other details about her treatment or mental condition. She is scheduled to be formally arraigned in court next week, and both Lori and Chad Daybell are set to stand trial together next year, which is now. April 19th, 2022, judge enters plea on Lori's behalf. Lori Vallow Daybell refused to enter a plea to murder and other charges, prompting Judge Boyce to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. Lori Vallow Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell were both at the courthouse in the eastern Idaho town of St. Anthony for court proceedings. Lori Daybell for an arraignment that was delayed for months while she underwent treatment at a mental health facility, and Chad Daybell for a hearing over the trial venue. May 4th of 2022, Lori Vallow Daybell could face death. Lori Vallow Daybell will qualify for capital punishment if she is convicted at her trial later this year, because the slayings were exceptionally depraved and carried out for financial gain, and according to court documents filed by prosecuting attorneys from Fremont and Madison counties on May 2nd. Yes! August 16th, 2022, Lori Vallow Daybell's attorneys seek change in charges. Attorneys for Lori Vallow Daybell asked the judge to send the case back to a grand jury because they say that the conspiracy charges are oddly constructed and could confuse a jury. Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell have pleaded not guilty to murder, conspiracy, and grand theft charges in connection with the deaths of 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan. September 23rd of 2022, cameras banned from the courtroom. They're not going to let cameras in, which sucks because I really wanted to watch it. But they have a sketch guy that's like drawing everything. He's a really crappy artist. They look nothing, the pictures look nothing like them. But I don't care. They get a little sketch guy, and they have like court TV reporters that are in there, and like every time there's a break, they're like telling us what's going on. So we're getting like a blow by blow, like, you know, play by play, everything that's happening. But it still sucks because I would have liked to have seen it. But I honestly, I'm like overwhelmed because I'm watching Letitia Stout. Today, holy shit. They showed horrible pictures of Gannon, like the autopsy photos, and the bitch was sitting there like she was bored. Like, I'm sorry, like she couldn't be bothered to have to look at the photos of what she did to that poor little boy. Oh, that bitch. But anyway, I gotta admit, I'm kind of glad that I'm not having to watch both of them at the same time because it's like too much. So, yeah, March 2023, 2 trials to be held. The judge granted a motion by Chad Daybell's attorneys to sever the trials, so they're not doing a trial for the 2 of them together. They're each getting their own. Which, you know, that's good because, yeah, whatever. So, the prosecutors were seeking the death penalty for both defendants, but Lori's attorney said it should be taken off the table in her case because they will not have time to fully review a large amount of evidence that was turned over in recent weeks. During the hearing, the judge agreed. He noted that Vallow Daybell has not waived her right to a speedy trial, so the proceeding could not be rescheduled to give her defense team ample time to review the evidence. The death penalty still applies to Chad Daybell's case. Which kind of sucks, but, you know, honestly, like, let her rot. Let her sit there. Let her sit there for life and think about what she did. You know, let her sit there and wait for Doomsday, because it's not going to come. She's just going to sit there and be fucking miserable for the rest of her long, long, pitiful life. I hate her, you guys. What a horrible person. What a horrible person. Ugh. So yeah, that's basically the story. Like, and now that the trial has started, like, they all, I mean, really, it was just opening arguments today. So there's really nothing going on just yet. It took them like a whole week just to like pick the jury. I mean, that was a hard thing to do because this case is like, I mean, this is like 3 years ago. So we've been talking about this shit for so long, waiting for like, Lori was crazy. She had to be okay to her, blah, 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 blah. It took a long time. So it was hard for them to find, like, they had to find 48 people because, you know, you need alternates and all that shit. So, like, they had to find all these people that, like, didn't know about the case. Well, or if they know about it, they didn't know about it in detail. And, like, in the state of Idaho where it's happening, and like they had to get these, you know, like people to agree to not, you know, to be impartial and not talk about it and blah 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 blah. So yeah, unfucking believable. I'm sorry that my Letitia Stout video was so long the other day. Like, I thought it would be a good idea to read the probable cause affidavit, but it took me so long because that thing is so long. Like, I'm really upset because nobody's watching it, probably because it's such a long fucking video. So I'm going to try and make another one that's shorter, like this. But you see, I'm talking really, really fast, and, like, I left out a lot. Like, did you know, for example, this crazy bitch, Lori Vallow, back in the day, was on Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, that's crazy, right? Wow. Like, the little things that, like, I didn't talk about. But, like I said, if you watch Sins of Our Mother on Netflix, that all of it is there. Like, she also was, like, a beauty queen. Like, Mrs. Colorado, some shit. Like, she didn't win, but, like, she was in, like, a pageant, which that's fucking funny. But, yeah, like, crazy shit, right? Wow, all that talking made me super thirsty. So yeah, what do you guys think about, like, Lori? Do you think that she's gonna be convicted? I do. Like, I mean, there's so much evidence against her. There's, like, recordings of her talking to people about how JJ and Tyler are zombies. And, like, there's recordings of her talking to that Melanie Gibb person, like, you know, because Melanie's like, why did you tell the cops that JJ was with me? Like, that's ridiculous. And, like, she's like, well, because, I can't tell you why. Like, she's all, like, fucking weird in the recording. Like, just all, like, like, she is out there. She's whacked. And since they don't have not guilty by reason of insanity, I think it's a good thing you're not going to give her death, because she is crazy. Like, Letitia Stout is not crazy. Lori Vallow is crazy. Something in that woman's head snapped, like, around the time that she started reading all those, you know, end of the world Daybell books. That guy's a fucking horrible person to begin with. He's like a cult leader. That's exactly what he is. That's why they, when they call her the Doomsday Mom and the Cult Mom, that's exactly what she is. But when you think about cults and shit like, Jonestown and Heaven's Gate and people that have these crazy whacked out religious beliefs and they will do like anything because of them, they really can't be held as responsible as somebody that is not in a cult. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not an excuse, but Lori is a little bit nuts. So I honestly believe that life in prison is better for her than... I don't think she deserves a death penalty because, like I said, she's sick. There's something wrong in her brain. Like, she's definitely not right upstairs. But there are way too many bodies to just put her in a hospital. She needs to be in jail forever. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, I mean, her oldest son, Colby, the only one that's still alive, is so mad, like, so upset. Like, you took away my brother and sister. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And, like, I mean, she already hates Colby's wife, so, like, they already were estranged, but now this? Like, nah. It's never gonna be okay with that poor kid. And he's a handsome dude. Like, Lori's son, he's very good looking. And, like, it's such a shame. Well, I mean, Lori was pretty. She is pretty. She's just... I have a hard time thinking she's pretty because she's so ugly on the inside. Like, she is so evil. Like, but it's because of Chad. Like, something made her crazy. But like I said, you can't be crazy in Idaho. It doesn't exist. So she's just going to be guilty, I think. And, yeah. But yeah, there's so much going on in the true crime world. Like, it's hard to keep up right now. Like, I have, I want to do another video right after this because I want to talk more about Letitia. Like, I can't believe that case. I can't believe those autopsy pictures today. Wow. Holy fuck, I did not think they were going to show it, and, like, to have them showing it and her, like, being like, la da da, oh, I wanted to smack her right through the television, and she looks like Samara from The Ring, like, that, with dark hair, like, that's what she looks like, sitting in the courtroom, like, all in the corner, like this, like, she's just, ooh, like, she infuriates me, and, like, I was listening to the recordings of her, like, pretending to be her daughter and trying to get the fake light detector to, she makes me so mad to think that she's trying to pretend she's crazy. Like, almost like Aiden Fucci with the only the demons take my soul crap. You know what I mean? Like, these people are so, like, they give crazy people a bad name. I mean, like, come on. Well, not like Lori. Lori is crazy. But, you know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that Lori's crazy? Do you think that she, like, knew what she was doing when she killed her kids? Do you think she really thought they were zombies? Like, what do you think? I want to know. Hit me up in the comments. I'm gonna go. I can't believe this shit. This is such an exciting week for true crime, you guys. Let me know. I want to know what's up. Tell me, and we'll talk. And I will see you guys in the next video. I love ya. Bye.